everybody, I hope that you're well. My name is Christianne and welcome to my channel Backpacking Bananas. I just wanted to film a quick video today to share with you what my 2024 travel plans are, because I know you guys love knowing where I'm going, but also there's actually quite a few opportunities this year where you guys can actually join me on my travels, on my group trips, which is super exciting. So I'm not going to take much of your time. We're going to do a quick run through. Everything that I'm going to say in this video I will also put in the description along with relevant links. I'm also filming and editing this video on my iPhone, which is why it's just an extra basic video from me. So the first place that I'm traveling to in 2024 is a brand new country. I am visiting Morocco for the very first time, which is super exciting. I've just been traveling with a few friends, and actually Morocco is where I am now, but I am leaving today. I'm just in a hostel private room in Marrakesh right now, and so I'm sorry if you can hear people talking outside. I can't control that. But here in Morocco, we've spent 4 days in Tagazout, we spent 2 days in Marrakesh, and then we went out to Essaouira for a couple of days. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I've been absolutely loving it here. Of course, I'll be making a bunch of vlogs. I've loved it just a lot more than I was expecting. I think when I told people I was going to Morocco, honestly, what people said to me was a bit mixed. Like, some people said, oh my gosh, you're gonna love it, blah, 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 blah. And then I just had a lot of people say to me, be careful, it's a scary place, it's an overwhelming place, be careful of this scam, be careful of this scam. So I kind of arrived here feeling overly cautious, being very aware, very ready to fight off anyone ready to scam me. But honestly, even in Marrakesh, even going through the market souks in Marrakesh, it seems so much more chill than I was expecting. Like, yes, of course, there are vendors who want to sell you their things, but I would personally say they've been like 10 times friendlier and more chill than the vendors in Turkey, if we're comparing the two. Anyway, we're gonna get more onto this in the vlog, but Morocco has been awesome. I actually wasn't even planning on coming here, but I have booked onto a group trip to Mauritania, which is just below the Western Sahara in West Africa. I'm gonna be catching the iron ore train, the longest train ride in the world across the Sahara Desert, which is just an insane travel experience. I knew I wanted to do this as part of a group as opposed to doing it by myself, but I'm going to be in Mauritania for a whole week. I believe we're gonna be doing some glamping, some cool things in the desert, and just all around exploring Mauritania and what it has to offer. And unsurprisingly, you can't fly direct from London to Nouakchott, the capital of Mauritania, but where you can fly direct to Nouakchott is Casablanca in Morocco. So that's when I was like, if I've got to go to Morocco anyway, I might as well make a little trip of it. So that is how this whole Morocco and Mauritania thing has come about. So I'm literally ticking off 2 brand new countries right at the start of the year. Then in February, I'm going to be heading home, and I'm hopefully going to be moving into my new flat. I am at the point right now where I am super close to exchanging, but just haven't actually exchanged yet. And because I will be home for all of February, that would be a really good time for me to exchange and complete. And actually, I've even bought my iPad mini with me on this trip with a little pen in case I needed to exchange whilst I'm away, which is an insane thing to say. But yeah, I guess that's not a travel plan, but that's a very exciting thing going on back home. Then in March, I'm going to be spending it in Thailand. I am so excited to be returning. And this is where you guys can start getting involved, because I am running 2 back-to-back dive and adventure retreats. They are both 15 days long. They both start in Bangkok. We then go to Koh Tao, and everyone gets their scuba diving licenses, whether you're learning for the very first time or whether you're already an avid scuba diver and just going to be doing some fun diving. And then the 2 itineraries slightly differ. So on the trip that's going to be from the 2nd to the 15th of March, we are heading from Koh Tao straight to Koh Samui. We're going to be visiting Antong National Marine Park. We're also going to be visiting an elephant sanctuary, and we're then going to be finishing off the trip going to the incredible spot of Riley, where we're going to be doing some rock climbing. We're going to be visiting the lagoon and one of the most stunning beaches in the whole of Thailand, and that trip finishes in Krabi. And actually, at the time of filming, I believe there is 1 more space left on that trip. We've just had a spot open up. So if you are interested in taking that place, please email trips@backpackingbananas.com, and Tanisha will get back to you as soon as possible, and hopefully we can get you on. And then the second trip is from the 16th to the 29th of March. And unfortunately, as I'm making this video, that trip is completely and utterly sold out. But from Koh Tao, we are going to be visiting Koh Phangan. We're going to be doing the full moon party and exploring a bunch of Koh Phangan, and we're then going to be finishing off the trip in the stunning Khao Sok National Park. After Thailand, I will be going back home, but not for long, because about a week later I am going to be heading out to Mexico, where I will again be running 2 back-to-back group trips. Now these are brand new Backpacking Bananas group trips. They are both 13 days long. The first one is from the 13th to the 25th of April and goes from Mexico City to Cancun. And that one is completely sold out. But don't panic, because we do still have a bunch of spaces on the second one, which is the exact same itinerary. It's just in reverse. So it goes from Cancun to Mexico City, and that starts on the 27th of April and it finishes in Mexico City on the 9th of May. I worked with Ready for Road to develop this itinerary, and we meticulously chose every single location and activity so that we could provide the most well-rounded but fun itinerary that was going to take you to some of the best highlighted spots that you can go to and visit them all within a 2-week period. I've called this trip the Mexican Highlights Bonanza, and it really is a highlights bonanza of the whole country. So at the time of filming this, that second trip, there are still spaces on, and you're able to book your spot just on the website, which I will link below. It's backpackingbananas.com/Mexico. For the rest of May, I'm then going to be traveling home. I did think about squeezing some other travel in that time, but then I thought I'm probably going to have my flat in London and I'd really like to try and enjoy it. So I will be heading home after Mexico for the majority of May. But then at the beginning of June, I'm going to be flying out to Pakistan, and we are for a 3rd year running going to be doing the Pakistan hiking expedition. These are 13-day itineraries starting and finishing in Lahore, but we spend most of our times in northern Pakistan in the mountains. We visit Karimabad and the Hunza Valley. We go hiking in Fairy Meadows and attempt to hike to the base camp of Nanga Parbat, which is the 9th tallest mountain in the world and genuinely one of the most dramatic and stunning landscapes that you've ever seen in your life. We travel around on a bus and we get close to everyone on this trip super quickly, because this is a challenging and intense trip, but it is so much fun. And quite honestly, with the places that we go, it is really a once in a lifetime trip. So Expedition 1 is from the 1st to the 13th of June, and at the time of filming, I think we actually have 2 spots left on that expedition. And the second expedition is from the 15th to the 27th of June, and at the time of filming, I believe we have 1 spot left on that expedition. So if you would like to come with us to Pakistan this year, there is still time. If you have any questions at all, you can DM me. I also have an entire video vlog series of Pakistan, as well as an entire Instagram highlight series of Pakistan. But those spots are still available to book on the website backpackingbananas.com/Pakistan. And after Pakistan, I am going to be heading home for the summer, hopefully again to my new flat so I can actually enjoy it. But me being me, I'm already like just coming up with ideas in my head of like where I want to go. So although my intention is to stay home all of summer and enjoy my flat, we'll see if that actually happens. I've been thinking a lot about Georgia and visiting Tbilisi, is that how you say it? And the mountains of Georgia. I've been hearing just an increasing number of people going there, and it sounds bloody awesome, and I really want to go. So who knows, I might even tie that in before or after the Pakistan trip. But I don't want to burn myself out. We are not burning ourselves out in 2024. In September 2024, I am still hoping that we might be able to run a sailing trip possibly in Greece. We've not finalised the details for that yet, but do stay tuned. Make sure you're signed up to the email notifications on backpackingbananas.com and just following me on Instagram, and I will give you any updates to that trip as and when I have it. And then after that, I have one more big new thing that I have on my bucket list for 2024, and that is wanting to climb or hike to Everest base camp. That is a big bucket list thing for me that I'd like to do at some point in my life. But I was chatting with one of my best friends, Karen, who is the person that I think I travel the most with. Karen and I have been to over 12 countries together. She suggested to me that we should do Everest base camp, and I think that that's a great idea. We have not properly planned this trip at all yet, and actually if you have any recommendations for Everest base camp trekking companies, or literally any recommendations and tips that you have, I will be so grateful for those in the comments. I'm pretty sure after the British summer, the time to start doing Everest base camp again is around like October, November, as far as I'm aware. So I guess that's like when we're kind of thinking about doing it. And then to finish off the year, I am hoping to get to Australia for Christmas. I'm not committing to that one just yet, because I remember the last time I wanted to go to Australia for Christmas, the flights were extortionate. And the problem I always set myself up for is not booking far enough in advance, and then it gets to like slightly closer to the time and I'm like, well, I don't want to pay like $5,000 for flights. But Australia is where my family are going to be for Christmas this year, and it's always nice to be with the family, so we'll see if we can make that happen. And if not, it may be another Christmas in some rogue locations, but I always think that they are a good time as well. But other than that, as far as I'm aware so far, that is it for 2024. I am so looking forward to the year ahead. I'm obviously looking forward to revisit the countries that I've already been to, and in a lot of cases this year, bring you guys along with me. So like I said, all of the links are going to be in the description if you are interested in joining us on any of those group trips that are happening this year. And then I'm also excited to visit all of these new countries that I'm going to. I wouldn't say that I'm one of these people that has it on my bucket list to visit every single country in the world before I die, but I think a nicer and more realistic travel goal for me is that I would like to try and visit at least one new country every year. I think that's a really nice way to keep things interesting and fresh. But who knows if this year will go exactly to plan as I have just told you, or if I will stray a lot from these plans. I guess you will just have to wait for the 2024 travel highlights and lowlights video to find out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a good start to 2024 yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.